Hi, my name is Prachi. I am a software engineer by profession, but I also like writing small stories for my 4-year-old daughter and my 12-year-old niece. Stories with enchanting engineering twist, sweet enchanting engineering twist, or as I like to call them, sweet stories. Um, so here goes. Here's my first story. Hope you guys like it. The Intelligent Princess. Once upon a time, there was a kingdom which was happy and prosperous. The king and the queen were very kind and firm rulers. The princess was smart, intelligent, and strong. The knight believed in the king and protected the land with all their might. One day there came a big fire dragon. She raided havoc on the kingdom. She breathed fire and burnt half of the kingdom in one day. During this attack, the king stood with his knights and tried to defeat the dragon. Their arrows could not reach the dragon. Cannons were too heavy. The king ordered the queen and the prince to stay put and stay safe. He asked two knights to keep them safe. When the princess heard about it, she denied and told her father he has not raised her to stay in a castle when the kingdom is facing such a dangerous threat. She said she will walk with her father. Some of the knights thought, what could she do? A mere princess? But she was already suited in her armored suit with her sword by her side. She marched with her father and his knights. The queen was well acquainted healer, and she took it upon herself to heal the fallen. She took care of the wounded and injured soldiers and countrymen and women. While trying to defeat the dragon, the knights were using all their might, but alas, they could not do they could not defeat the dragon. The princess was smart and intelligent. She keenly observed the dragon. By end of the day, when the dragon was gone, half of the kingdom was burned to ashes. In the main battle room, the knights and the king were discussing what to do in case the dragon returned the next day, because only half of the soldiers were remaining. How do they defeat a mighty beast? The princess calmly went to the center of the table. To grab everyone's attention, she banged on the table. When everybody was looking at her, she asked her father, Dear father, did you see what the dragon was doing? Did anybody observe anything? Her father was furious. He said, We were trying to protect our people and our kingdom. We didn't have time to observe. The princess calmly said, Well, I observed. There are two things. The dragon is flying at a height where our arrows and cannons cannot reach. The dragon can breathe fire. Hence, its biggest advantage is flying and breathing fire. We need to change her advantages into disadvantages. Now, the whole room was listening with the pin drop silence to the princess. The princess said, I have an idea. I read in the books in my library that fire dragon can breathe fire from a pouch in their neck. If somehow we can put water in that pouch, then she won't be able to breathe fire for at least a couple of hours. And that would give us an opportunity to capture her. Now, kids, over here, the princess came up with a solution of a water cannon. You can put your thinking caps on and think about any other solution. You can think about ice cubes. ice cubes, big ice cubes, machines throwing big ice cubes inside the dragon's mouth so that the dragon cannot breathe fire, or anything else, right? It's up to you. How do you want to conduct the story? Now, the water cannon that the princess was thinking about is based on the principle of a water gun or a syringe. It has, this syringe has three main points. One, the narrow front, the cylindrical, the cylindrical shape in the between. This rubber cork helps in holding water or air inside or medicines inside, and this part which helps to push or pull water inside the syringe. Now, when the surface area of this particular cylinder or this particular cylinder is bigger than where when we try to push, the water tries to come out from a small area. This in turn creates pressure inside the syringe and can give us a bigger altitude like this. Big enough to reach the dragon's mouth. Now the princess asked for her best aimers. Why? Because just knowing how to push this won't solve the problem. They would have to aim. They would have to aim at the dragon's mouth so that the water reaches the pouch inside her neck. Now everybody was working towards the model which the princess had created. When the water cannons were made, the aimers practiced with the water cannons so that they can mark down the dragon's throat and put the water inside. Next day, when the dragon returned, as the princess said, they implemented the strategy and put in the water cannon. Once the water was inside the dragon's throat, it was not able to breathe fire and it was surprised. Now she was surprised, and in that moment of surprise, she flew a little bit lower. And that's when the knights captured her with nets. This is how the princess saved the day with her intelligence and observation. The moral of the story is to solve a problem, observe, use your brain, plan, test, practice, execute. I hope you like it. Just if you like the story, put it in my comments, and I might share some more stories with you. Thank you.